Hey guys, it's James here. So today we're doing what I call the bottom five of my film list. The five films and what I call the lucky dog, which didn't do it for me this year. Just kind of left me scratching my head, left me confused, maybe left me bored, made me angry, whatever. But anyways, these are I've only seen 20 films, so your films you probably think are bad, I probably haven't seen. They're not on a list, or maybe I didn't think they're so bad. But anyways, we're gonna get into this list. We're gonna start off with what I call the lucky dog that almost made into the bottom five, but didn't quite. So for my lucky dog, I'm going to go with Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales. Another forgettable one that should have resonated with me, that I thought should have been more epic, but since it's apparently going to be the last one, from if you believe the advertising. But it is what it is. Johnny Depp gives the usual Captain Jack performance, but he doesn't give any memorable lines. I even had a hard time trying to remember the story for the longest time. It's like I said, I forgot I even saw it, and I don't really feel like getting a Blu-ray. So anyways, it's about Depp and Orlando Bloom's kid, whatever his name is, going after Neptune's trident, or Poseidon's trident, or whatever, the god of the sea's trident, because apparently if the trident can get rid of all the curses on this high seas. Meanwhile, Johnny Depp is being chased by Javier Bardem, who's a sea ghost, apparently, who can only be, and who wants revenge because I guess Johnny Depp sunk him or whatever. Anyways, it's kind of convoluted, and then Barbossa comes along, and his storyline is basically, he's got a daughter, and she doesn't know who her dad is. She thinks her dad is someone smart and intelligent, like a scientist, and that's why she became a scientist, which of course brings a running joke in the movie. Oh, you're a witch because you're so smart and all that. No, I'm a scientist. I'm an astronomer. I don't know how to say the word astronomer, but that's okay. But I mean, the action's okay in it. I thought there needed to be a little more weight to the ending, that make it a little more epic to it. But whatever, it's just harmless fun, but still not say the first original Pirates of the Caribbean, or even say the second one. It's forgettable. I liked it a little better than on Stranger Tides though, but it's still forgettable. None of the lines really stuck to me, but whatever. Now, number 5 on my list is Alien Covenant, a film that basically asks me the question, haven't we been down this road before? How many times can you tell the same story? Well, and it also violates one of my cinematic laws, that you can't have one person playing two different people without them being mixed up. So basically, the story of Alien Covenant is a ship of colonists are making their way to a new planet to colonize, obviously, and they get awoken by a distress call. So they go to this distress call that apparently plays the John Denver song Country Road. So they get to the planet, which is and they find the space jockey ship from Prometheus crashed in there. And it turns out that the robot from that movie, David, also played by Michael Fassbender, he plays a robot named Walter on the one ship, the ship with the colonists, and he plays David on the ship it's on. So you kind of figure somewhere along the line, somebody's going to mistake one for the other. So anyways, David's main story is to take the plot of Prometheus and turn it into a Cliff Note, because apparently a lot of people didn't get it. And pretty much that's it. He takes the weapons, or more or less, that the engineers developed, and creates a xenomorph. So yes, he's a proud papa to all the xenomorphs in the universe, as he quote unquote perfected it. And Spoiler alert, yes, basically he's going to somehow switch places with Walter and whatever. Yeah, I ruined it for you, but whatever. It's a retread of every other Alien movie, pretty much. Ship goes to a planet, finds a threat, has to stop the threat, and maybe get out alive. I mean, somebody said that this is what Thingy Man's Alien. I would probably go with Life, the Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal movie, as more a Thingy Man Alien over this. Because I just felt like, like I said, they just take a break from the action to give you Cliff Notes to Prometheus and then go back to like the same old alien action as you've seen before. Sorry, guys. So for number 4, I'm going with a film that thinks it's a lot hipper than it actually is. So, number 4 for the worst of the year, I'm going to go with The Hitman's Bodyguard. Here's a plot. Samuel L. Jackson is a criminal who's got to be escorted to a trial. And Ryan Reynolds is the escort. So, obviously, this is a plot from taken away from, like, say, your Midnight. This is a rip-off of Midnight Run while I think about it. Whoa! I didn't even think about it before. Because it's not even banter they do. They just argue about guns, about how to kill people, how they should have killed people, how this guy should have killed someone. And it's like, it has a high indifference to the violence. Like, the characters in the movie just have such an indifference to like, there's a scene where Ryan Reynolds is talking to a bartender. Everyone else is running around because there's a car chase going on. There's guns going off, and he's just saying blah blah blah. And you know what else I hate and I can't stand? He just standing there like, oh, and he gives a nonchalant like, oh, so we're doing this again. So that's what I thought basically, and it's. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's just so cliche ridden. Like Salma Hayek, I mean, I don't mind her, but when her Samuel Jackson meet scene, it's just a little ridiculous to me. Like, he's a killer. He's like, oh, and she's killing someone, so that's how I knew she was for me. I mean, there's a lot of action, maybe a bit over the top, maybe a couple of jokes, but they sold it on like the chemistry between Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, but it's more arguments and shouting at each other than banter. And, they have the action cliches that go along with it, too. So, maybe a little more originality, and it might not be on the list. Now, I'm all for universe building in the movies. I don't mind, say, if you use, say, heroes from the Marvel Universe and try to build the universe and, make your Avengers and make your Infinity War. Or you take your DC, and at least you have a couple movies out, and you throw them together before you make a Justice League. But when your first movie right off the bat, you announce your intentions, like, say, The Mummy, that kind of irritates me. They don't even wait for the movie to start. They have the Universal logo turning into the dark, where it says Dark Universe. Well, guess what? Now you're going to have to recall all your Blu-rays, all your DVDs, and change that logo entirely, because your Dark Universe is dead. It's been announced that you're not even doing the Dark Universe anymore. So, back to square one. Good job, guys. So anyways, The Mummy basically follows every other Mummy movie, where plot more or less. Tom Cruise is the guy who was trying to get a little more rich. And he's getting some treasures behind, And, of course, he finds a mummy's tomb, who's a chick. And she wants to bring back her... her dead lover, obviously, through the body of Tom Cruise. That's all well and good. Maybe if you had, if you try to work with Tom Cruise's charisma some more, besides making him into a jerk, make him smile a bit, but no, it basically leaves his charisma out the window to try to build the universe. And let's see, they rip off a bunch more besides the Mummy movies. It rips off American Werewolf in London, where basically he's, since he's cursed, he gets to talk to an undead vision in his head. His buddy, obviously. Oh, and did I mention that Russell Crowe is Mr. Hyde, who's apparently the Nick Fury of this universe, who's trying to either assemble a team or he's trying to put everything all together in the universe or something. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but doesn't matter anymore since they pretty much killed the Dark Universe. Whatever. Just don't put your eggs in one basket right off the bat. That's just how you kill it. So for my number 2, I'm going to go with a live-action remake. Or remake, I guess. So you see this? This is a movie called Ghost in the Shell. I find this movie to be existential, smart, intelligent, thought-provoking, beautifully animated, and whatever. You know, everything else. It's like if Akira's number 1, Ghost Shell's number 2. And it inspired a lot of sci-fi in the mid-90s, like The Matrix and whatever as well. The Ghost in the Shell remake's not going to do any of that. It basically has Scarlett Johansson in a tight uniform. That's it. The whatever plot they had for Ghost in the Shell, basically somebody said, you know, what would be cool if instead of her being just alienated and just caught between two worlds, let's have her be angry that she's a robot and she's going to get the suckers that made her into one. Oh, good, great. And by the way, we're going to turn the intelligence that was in the first movie, we're going to make him into an actual robot himself, an actual person who shares the same origins as Scarlett Johansson. We're going to turn into a young adult novel. We're going to make it into like a Twilight for the sci-fi generation. It's like, no. You kidding me? And it ends up being like turning into a romance where you kind of want the two to get together instead of like a thought-provoking existential sci-fi movie that the first one was. It's like, it tells me American filmmakers don't get original anime. The influence is like, the Wachowski brothers get it. I'm a champion of all 3 Matrixes. And I could tell you why in different videos if you really want. But you have to study subject matter. You can't just throw images on the screen. I mean, they borrow so many images from the anime because it looks cool, but they don't amount to anything if you don't have a tight story to add to it. Except if the story is basically about her, like, oh, what did they do to me before I became a robot? Let me find out. Oh, now I'm mad. Oh, now my would-be boyfriend's mad too. And he's not the villain. Oops. The corporation that made us into robots, they're the bad guys. Let's go get them. Oh. Well, that was number 2, so obviously there's only one movie that I hated more than this. And you probably know what it is because I made a rant video on it. I might see if I can find some more to say about it. So, for the worst movie of the year, surprise, 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 it's going to be Transformers the first night, or last night, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Could be Transformers, robots doing stuff. Or Transformers, same old, same old. But basically, it's the same plot as every other Transformers movie there is. Autobots, Decepticons, try and find this one device to go save Cybertron. Or save Earth, or something. This time it's what they call Merlin's staff, who can control these 12 Transformers that can become a dragon. That's what I got out of it. A dragon Transformer. Oh boy. So basically they take Optimus Prime out of the whole movie, make him a bad guy for like 5 minutes, which was the whole selling point of the movie. If you've seen the commercials, he's fighting Bumblebee. If you've seen the trailer, he's fighting Bumblebee. That lasts for 5 minutes. And Mark Wahlberg is basically only there for his paycheck. Like he's got to buy an addition to the house. Arnie can run around. You have characters that are introduced in the first arc of the movie that disappear until the last arc, like, oh, let's put everyone into the big giant finale for no reason that we forgot. Anthony Hopkins, they hired him because he has an English accent, and he's using it to full effect to use slang, like, you got it, dude, or watch this or something. Whatever. There's just a movie to sell. If you go back to the first one, that at least had kind of a story. That I liked the first one a lot. It was an interesting story. I don't see why they had to reuse it for the last 4 movies over and over. Except it's like, we got different robots. And another thing, I hate how they change the mythology. In the first one, Earth was this faraway planet that the Transformers never even heard of. All these movies in, you had Transformers go to this planet. In the second movie to create that Star Killer device. In the third movie, you had the ones go to the moon for thousands of years. Fourth movie, you had the Dinobots of all things, and now you have the 12 Knights who've been on the planet. So you're telling me that none of these robots throughout history had the sense to try to send anything to Cybertron or anything? Is that what you're trying to say? Are you serious? Heck, even if you go back to the first one, you have Megatron there, and you're telling me he couldn't have sent a signal back to Cybertron himself for the other Decepticons before he got frozen in ice? Are you kidding me? But you have all this detail written into Secret History by, get this, the Witwickens. Yeah. That, obviously somehow Samuel Witwicky had no idea about. Otherwise, he'd be in a movie, right? Except for like a silly picture. Oh, now if you want to see what more I gotta say about it, please go find my last. I'll put a link on to the last night at the end of this video. So, yeah, thank you for watching me get angry at these movies. That's 2017 now. The next video I'm gonna make is probably gonna be the best films, best 5 I've seen. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you listening as I yell at the screen. So see you next time. If you're still here, why not click here to watch another video while you're at it? Thanks, guys.